Hello everyone. Today's lesson we will be going over Polish notation, which is on the Texas UIL exam. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, if you look on the website, you can download this PDF file that is titled UIL Computer Science Competition Java Topic List 2018 and 2019. And if you scroll down, you see that one of the topics is Polish notation, representation, analysis, and conversion of simple infix, prefix, and postfix expressions. Now, before we dive too much into what Polish notation is, and what reverse Polish notation is, and what any of this means, let's first start with why is this even necessary? So let's go ahead and imagine a problem. Let me go ahead and erase this. Now let's imagine a typical math problem. Let's say 3 plus 4. Let's try to evaluate that. It's pretty easy, right? We all know 3 plus 4 is 7. In fact, we learned that in elementary school. Awesome. But what if we have something that's a little harder? Let's say 3 plus 4 divided by 7. Well, in this case, we would want to do division first, and then we want to do addition, right? Because of PEMDAS. PEMDAS. If you forgot what that stands for, the P stands for parentheses. The E stands for exponent. The M and D stand for multiplication and division. And the addition and subtraction is what AS stands for. And this is the order we do things in, or we solve problems and we resolve operators. Start from the top, go to the bottom. So in this example right here, 3 plus 4 divided by, let's make it a little easier. 3 plus 4 divided by 8. Typically what we would do as a human is start from the left and go to the right. However, we need to resolve the division first because it is higher than the addition subtraction. So the result would be 3 plus 0.5, which gives us 3.5. Alright, now that's a pretty easy question, so let's try to make it a little bit harder. Let's start adding in a lot of parentheses. And right now I'm just making up numbers. Minus 1, I don't have 1 yet. Times 3. Let's just do that. Plus 5. Here's 1. 3 open, 3 close. And what is that equal to? Well, as a human, it's a little harder than a previous problem, but still doable. First, we would look at all the parentheses, and we would look at the innermost one and solve that one first. That would be, let's change color, this right here. 4 plus 7 is 11. Then we do the next set of parentheses, which is 11 divided by 2. So let's just write that out right here. So this is now my problem. And this would give us 5.5 minus 1 times 3 plus 5. Now, I still have parentheses, so this right here gets resolved first. But now I have multiplication that's occurring that I need to resolve first before the subtraction. So this would be 5.5 minus 3 plus 5. And finally, I resolve the last parentheses. That'll give me 2.5 plus 5, and that gives me a final answer of 7.5. Now again, it wasn't too bad. It's pretty doable for a human. Now imagine a computer trying to solve this. First, what would they have to do? Well, first, the computer would have to parse this expression, meaning it would have to read in all the input, read that whole line in, probably start from the left, and start parsing it to see what is inside this line. See your parentheses. Let's go ahead and erase some of that. Alright. What would it see first? First, it would see that parentheses. It had to store it somewhere and be like, okay, I need to come back to this later. Then it go to the next character. It'd see another parentheses. It had to store that, keep in mind, what's going on. Another parentheses, and then finally it sees a 4. And it's like, okay, I see a 4. In addition, a 7, and I can do some addition with 4 plus 7. I then see a closed parentheses, and it has to essentially match these two. Okay, so that it can know, hey, what is inside what parentheses. Now, as you can see, this can get pretty tough for a computer to solve these kind of problems fast. And parentheses aren't a computer's best friend. Now, as a human, we can visually look at this problem, and we can visually know, okay, what is the innermost set of parentheses. But it's a lot harder for a computer when it has to parse character by character in the string. So this is why we need essentially what's called Polish notation, or prefix and postfix, because it is easier for a computer to parse through, find out what's in there, and process and evaluate the problem. And as you're going to see, it's a little harder for a human to kind of intuitively understand what's happening, because we've been trained on what is called infix, which is normal arithmetic. But I hope that this series of videos will show you just how easy it is with an algorithm that we can solve these problems with. Stay tuned for the next episode.